Well, guess what? I found some good content today. Shout out to Mr. Myron, Dr. Myron. He got some good shit going on. Light me up. Yeah. And when I seen this blew my mind. I can't even cap. Where's my vape at? Hold on 1 second. Yeah, so we gonna get into this. This is some real extreme good footage. You know what I'm saying? The brother.
I don't let talk, I don't need your pity. Man, I'm a dog, got the keys to the city, get my lead better fit it. I just hit the door, let the bin hit.
You're now tuned in
You are now tuned into
to the realest show on YouTube.
Alright.
It turned into, right? And so when I decided to become intentional on YouTube, it was April 1st, 2022. I put up my first intentional, that was the first intentional YouTube video I ever put up. Now, I told y'all I got started on YouTube in March of 2007, but I put up my first intentional.
Now you heard what he said, right? Since 2007, he's been rocking and rolling. Since 07. You understand that? That means this is a real man's game. You can't come out here and think that this game of YouTube doesn't take time.
With the intention of building a YouTube channel, April 1st, 2022. Well, in case y'all haven't done the math, that's what, 14 years.
Right.
That's 14 years.
Yeah,
that's a long time. No, that's 15 years. That's 15 years. That's a long time. 15 years before I became intentional. Well, I submit to you, one of the reasons, if you have a YouTube channel and it's not doing well right now, one of the reasons is because you don't have an intention. You have not set an intention.
That's right.
Which is interesting because that matches up with Genesis chapter 1, because intention is the beginning, is the genesis of creation, right? In the beginning.
Now, what he's saying is so true. What he's saying is so true. You really have to check your intentions at the gate when you're starting a YouTube channel, because your intentions could finish you off early.
Why? Because he intended to, right? And then disruption follows intention, right? And so when you decide to start your YouTube channel, don't think you're going to have 700,000 subscribers the next day, because it's not going to happen.
Right.
Disruption is going to follow your intention, right? And so set your intention. And so I intended, and my intention was very, very different. I did not intend to get a bunch of subscribers. When I decided I'm going to be intentional on YouTube, I did not say I'm going to go get 100,000 subscribers. I didn't say I'm going to go make $100,000 on YouTube.
That's what I be telling y'all. The most successful content creators are not in it for the money. They want the money. Everybody want the bag. You know what I'm saying? But everybody doesn't start out looking for the bag. You know what I'm saying? You got to really do what you love and love what you do. That makes sense?
That's something that most people do that I don't do. Like, most people set goals. I don't set goals. I think setting goals is probably, for most people, a terrible idea.
That's a fact. See, this is the thing. In real life, they taught us to set goals. You know what I mean? But in YouTube life, if you set a goal, then you put a goalpost up and you restricted all the organic growth that's coming your way.
Terrible idea for me. That's why I don't do it. I'm just not going to frustrate myself like that. And I know that's the exact opposite of what almost all success gurus tell you. And I'm not saying they're wrong and I'm right. I'm saying when it comes to me, they're wrong and I'm right. Right? And because what most people do is they'll make...
And that's a fact. You gotta remember, this is all about attention. The algorithm is going to pick you up, take you on a ride on the wild side, if it thinks you are gaining attention. Therefore, you got to watch yourself when it comes to gaining attention, because your intention, if it's not aligned with the way you are gaining attention, it will be a bad retention. Make sense?
And then they'll start working towards it. And then it doesn't happen when they said, and by the way, when I say goal, here's what I mean. You decide you desire an outcome in a certain period of time. Right? That's a goal. I want to have this outcome by this time. Now, I do set objectives. What's an objective? I want to do this activity over this amount of time. Right. That's very different than I want to have this outcome in a certain period of time. Does that make sense? Yes. And so what most people do is they frustrate themselves by setting goals, and then they beat themselves up because they didn't reach the goal, because they snatched the goal out of thin air. It's like they just...
Now, that's a whole fact. Me as a content creator, I tend to do that to myself a lot. I tend to not give myself the amount of credit that maybe I'm righteously due. That's just because it's a matter of being humble. Making good content comes from a humble place. But making any content can come from any place.
Pulled out I'll do this at this time. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why I said pull it out of their armpit. But they just made it up. They didn't have any basis for it. But you can have a basis for activity. If you've never done something before, how can you know when it's supposed to do the thing you desire it to do? How's that even possible? Anyway, my rant, I'm sticking with it. So I believe one of the reasons most YouTube channels fail is because they don't have an intention. Now, when I say they don't have an intention, the first intention that most YouTube channels are lacking, they lack an intention to show up consistently.
Right.
So I decided when I started my YouTube channel.
Let me explain something to y'all. When he's talking about consistency, right? He's not talking about putting up 10 videos a day or 5 videos a day. He's talking about posting on specific times repeatedly. You got to post specific times repeatedly. Now, that's one strategy. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to be honest. That's one strategy I've never done. My life is so up and down like James Brown. It's hard for me to post at specific times repeatedly. Like, let's say over the next 3 months. You follow what he's saying? You get it?
Show up on YouTube once a week for the next 10 years. And I'm going to show up at the same time on the same day once a week for the next 10 years.
Now, what he just said was a lasso. I don't think nobody's consistent doing what they've been doing for the last 10 or for the next 10 years. But listen to what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying. It gets deeper.
I don't know. But I know that is what I'm willing to show up consistently to do. I know my schedule, including my schedule, not what I have to do as much as what I like to do. Like, my schedule is more governed by the things I like to do than it is by the things I have to do, fortunately for me, right? But it doesn't matter what your schedule is governed by. All of our schedules are governed by something. And I just decided, hey, if I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up every week. I am not going to miss a week. Like, we figured out what time's going to work best. Over time, we figured that out. And so, okay, I'm going to do a video a week. Well, doing...
Salute to everybody in the chat. Troop, I see you. Check it out. So, it's like consistency is the key. You have to be consistent. Sort of like Trooper as a moderator. You always see him consistent doing what he's doing. It's going to pay off, Trooper.
So well for me that I decided I might as well do 2 videos a week. If one is good, 2 is gooder, right?
2 is good.
Right? So let me do 2 videos a week. I'm going to do 2. And I started doing 2 videos a week. Guess what? 2 videos a week definitely work gooder than 1.
It's a fact.
I was like, oh yeah, this is a thing. I got so excited that we started doing, eventually, 3 videos a week.
That's the thing. When you grow in your channel and you grow in your page, right? You have to be excited. You know what I mean? You have to be excited because the excitement is what keeps you coming back for more. I mean, it got to be electrifying. It got to be shocking. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be like that in order for you to re-engage over and over and over.
Like long form videos a week, and then 4 shorts, 3, and then so you know what? This once a week thing, twice a week thing, 3 times a week thing's working.
You gotta fuck with him. You gotta respect Mr. Golden because he's about 60 years old and he's making shorts. He even knows the power of a short. Ain't that radical?
Maybe I should just put up a video every day. But here's what I discovered. See, everything in life that is not a test is a guess at best. And it doesn't matter whose guess it is. Yeah, I'm a poet and I know it and my feet show it. They're Longfellows. Okay. Get it? Henry Wadsworth Longfellow? Anyway, I'm done.
Right.
Okay. So, and I'm very corny as well, so deal with it. Okay. So my guess is as good as your guess.
Now he's talking to an audience of about 500. And he's so confident that that's the type of confidence we would want. He has creator confidence. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about creative confidence. Because a lot of people don't have it. A lot of people are looking for it. And it's not around the corner. You can't get it out of a cereal box. It's not some sort of a prize that you get from the Happy Meal. You know what I'm saying?
Next door neighbor's guess is good as the guy down the street's guess. Good as the guy who owns the pizza shop's guess. A guess is just a guess. And it is just a guess. And so, I decided I'm going to measure the stuff we're doing. So one of the things I noticed was we were doing a long form video on Monday and a long form video on Wednesday and a long form video on Friday. And then we'd do shorts on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Okay, it was working okay, but I noticed that as soon as we put up the Wednesday video, the views from the Monday video would slow down. And as soon as we put up the Friday video, the views from the Wednesday video would slow down. So I said, you know what? 3 videos a week might be too many. I'm getting ready to go on a little travel fest. I don't remember if it was a vacation or if it was just business travel, but I'm going to be traveling for a while. I said, why don't we do this? Why don't we just test doing 2 videos a week, one on Monday and one on Friday, because the video views tend to tank on the weekend on the long form videos because people are doing other stuff, right? In other words.
Now, he just explained to you how everything's a test. Everything's a trial and error. When you first start in your channel, it's nothing you can do wrong. It's nothing you can do wrong. There's no rules for you to follow in the beginning. Even YouTube knows that. That's why it doesn't strike you, or it doesn't stop your chances from being monetized. But when you get to that threshold, when you're entering monetization, this is when you're going to be getting hit with all of the curveballs. This is where the sliders come in. You know? This is where some people are pinch hitting. You understand what I'm saying? Some people was hitting home runs. Some people was putting people on first, on second. You know what I'm saying? Some people got there and bases was loaded. And they hit the home run and brung it all home. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, just like that.
They don't have time to watch videos like they do when they're at work. Right? Hashtag just saying. Right? Right? So, anyway, at least that's what I think is most likely happening. Okay, so I said, let's do one on Monday. Let it have all the momentum of the entire week, and then do one on Friday so we can get some momentum before we go into the weekend. That started working great. 2 videos a week.
Keyword, momentum. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel like I've been shadow banned. I got videos with 100,000 views on it, and then they fucking with my views and like reduce me to getting videos with 13 views, 12 views, 14 views. It's YouTube. Because when I was promoting more things that brung more attention, that's when the algorithm train came by my stop. That makes sense? So this is why they say your audience is out there. You just gotta connect with them. They're already there. You don't have to create an audience, make an audience, or build an audience. The audience is there. You just have to connect with the audience. Reveal yourself to the audience. Introduce yourself to the audience.
More views and more subscribers than 3 videos a week. Now, by the way, just because that was true for me doesn't mean it's going to be true for you.
Right.
Understand that?
Right.
Okay, cool.
Right.
So I set my intention. My intention was to show up. But I also set my intention to serve. Here's what I mean. The content that I'm...
And that's the key, gang. Gang, listen. He's dropping heavy jewels right now. Heavy jewels is being dropped right now. Check him out, y'all. Check him out. Check him out.
I'm not putting it on YouTube for me. In other words, I'm not putting it on YouTube so that I can get viewers, subscribers, and money from YouTube. I put my content on YouTube to serve the people who are going to watch it. Because I know, I learned
serving the people that are going to watch it. This is the key. This is the key to breaking that threshold, getting past 50,000 subscribers. What he's talking about now is that threshold where you're getting past 40, 30, 20,000 subscribers, 10,000. That's when you have became one with YouTube. You figured it out. You've mastered it. You're beginning to master it. Let's put it like that, right? You're beginning to master
it. On a farm one day in my life, but I learned the law of the farm. And the law of the farm is this. It's in the Bible too. You reap what you sow.
Wow. That's why you gotta... Hold on. Let me get my man horns. Because he...
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
He got it. He got it, gang. You reap what you sell. That's why most content creators don't get to that big bag. As we watch this video sits at 88K 30 days ago, right? But it only got 4,000 likes. 80,000 views with 4,000 likes. So he's not the only one that they're shadow banning these numbers. They're playing with these numbers. It's no way this video got 88,000 views and 4,000 likes. It's no way.
The law of the farm doesn't just state you reap what you sow. It also states that you reap more than you sow. Because you sow a seed, you reap a tree.
He is going thermometer hot. You reap what you sow. It's like planting a seed that grows to a tree.
But it also, the law of the farm also states that you reap later than you sow. And see, some people are
Later than you sell. That's what they say in business school. In business school, they say that all the time. They say that, like, when you open up your first business, you're not going to eat for like the first 2 or 3 years. That always discouraged me and never let me want to like dive into that business, whatever specific business it may be. That's something that businessmen, hustlers, entrepreneurs, they have adapted that, and they're able to turn that on like a light switch. Just like a light switch. Just like that. Quick.
because they are unwilling to wait until later to reap.
And that's the problem with a lot of people that got problems with becoming a content creator, because they're not willing to wait till later for the results. They want it now.
If you never reap, you never sow.
Right.
And I'd rather reap later than never.
Right.
And so I'm just going to show up.
What he just said is another key interesting point. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't start something, you ain't going to achieve nothing. Basically, what he's saying, the way that resonates with me, what my OGs taught me, something plus something plus something will always equal something. Nothing plus nothing plus nothing plus nothing gonna always add up to nothing, no matter how you look at it.
Because I can't outsow the farm. And I'm going to sow and sow and sow and sow. And when I say sow, I don't mean like I take a needle and sew my socks. I mean sow a seed of service that benefits somebody other than me.
Boom. Boom. The content I put out is really for you guys more than it is for me. Every time I go live and drop a video, I try to make sure that I'm putting something out that somebody could use. You might not use it now. You might not use it next week. But I'm definitely putting out something people could use.
It doesn't matter what you're doing in life. If you're doing something worthwhile, most of the time, the last person you should be thinking of is yourself. That doesn't mean don't think of yourself. That just means don't think of yourself first. And I am telling you, I want to make sure that if I put a video on YouTube, it doesn't waste 1 minute of any watcher's time. So I'm not making my content long enough to get paid so I can get paid. I'm making it long enough for them to gather enough information to have a transformation.
Boom. One more time. That's what we trying to do. We trying to give you the right information that causes the proper reprogramming. You know what I'm saying? If I ever said anything that rubbed anybody the wrong way, wasn't my intention. My intention is to spark the transformation. My intention is to initiate the reprogramming.
Because if they have a transformation, they'll come back and watch another video. So if I show up for them, they'll show up for me.
It's like a relationship. Like I told my nephew the other day, because he started his own channel, and I told him, I said, nephew, listen, YouTube is like a female you just met. You gotta serenade her. You gotta take your time with her. You gotta not talk to her rough. You gotta be gentle. You understand what I'm saying? And you can't be asking her to marry you 30 days in. You can't ask her to be loyal to you 7 days in. You got to get to know her. You got to get to understand her. You got to get to adapt to her ways, because those are the ways that pays.
So simple. Maybe Jesus gave us this formula for greatness in the Bible. Maybe he did. Maybe he said something like, he who would be greatest among you, let him be servant of all. I don't know. Maybe he said something.
That's deep right there. That's real deep, real deep.
Similar to that. And maybe if I take that to heart and I show up with the stuff that I'm putting on the internet for the people I'm putting it on there for, instead of for me, maybe something good will come back to me in the end, even if it doesn't.
I don't think that's a maybe. I think that's going to happen.
By the end of today. And I think most people don't have the intention to show up, and they don't have the intention to serve. And they don't have the intention to solve other people's problems.
One thing, he's talking about God's work. Two things. That's why the devil made a song and used Naughty by Nature. The name of the song was OPP. Remember that? Other people's problems. They promoted to the world that they're not with OPP. I'm not down with other people's problems. This is the lingo. This is the way that they was projecting early on in the game. They was projecting it early on in the game. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. Remember that? He's telling you the new winners of the new millennium have to have compassion about OPP, other people's problems. You have to have that compassion. Because it's a fact that if you want compassion, right? God's the one that's going to give that to you. So the only way to receive that is to obtain compassion for your fellow man.
See, I want to serve at the highest level. And when I became intentional on YouTube, I think I'd already bought this building. I have put hundreds of thousands of dollars into renovations and equipment into this studio. I didn't do that because I wanted more YouTube views. Right. I didn't do that because I wanted more subscribers. Right. I didn't do that because I wanted to get more money from YouTube.
Right.
I did that because my desire was to serve the people I serve at the highest possible level. And to give them like video that the content is good, but the quality of the video matches the content. Now, when we first started,
it's just like business you doing in the street. People only want quality and quantity. This ain't like back in the days no more, where you got a block selling $1 million worth of nickel bags or $1 million worth of tray bags every week, right? In this day and age, it's about quality and it's about quantity. And I truly feel like if you inject 100% of quality and quantity in your product in your content, you can't lose at all.
We were shooting our videos on Canon C100s. You can get a Canon C100 for $400, $500, $600, $700. That's without a lens. Now you start buying lenses, that's a whole different story, right? But then I found out, wait a minute, I move around a lot. Even when I'm sitting still, I do this a lot. Well, that right there will throw the camera out of focus. And so I found out that Sony FX3s have the best autofocus.
Now, these cameras that he's talking about, y'all not even ready to discuss that type of podcast equipment. But we gonna get into that. But one thing about that type of equipment, before I talk about it, I'm about to drop a shitload of money on a bunch of new cameras and shit like that. So I'm gonna walk y'all through what all that shit really look like and what it really takes to obtain that and set all that shit up and how your stream is gonna look after that. For everybody that been following me or whatever, hit that like button, you understand what I'm saying? Because you're gonna see my growth. I'm gonna be a content creator that you're gonna see their growth every fucking day.
You say, I don't know what that means. I don't really know what it means. I know what the autofocus means, saturation. I think it has something to do with color, but I'm colorblind anyway, so all the colors look pretty good to me, right? But other people can tell.
Right.
And so I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make sure, like, we have the best cameras and we have the best lights and we have that we can do. Not the best that exists in the world. I'm sure there are some better cameras in the world, and I'm sure there are some better lights in the world. But the best ones that we can use, right?
Right.
Because there's such a thing as like having overpowered equipment.
Right.
Right? So you don't need to. Some of you are listening to me say this. I'm going to go buy a Canon FX3. You bet not if you don't know how to use it.
Right.
I don't know how to use an FX3, but I got a whole bunch of folk here who do.
That's right.
Right? And so I can pay people who know how to use that fancified stuff. But I would start with my iPhone if I had to and do the best video I could with my iPhone and 3 clamp-on lights from Home Depot. Well, I wouldn't get them from Home Depot because they're terrible. I'd get them from Lowe's.
Right.
I don't buy anything from Home Depot. You say, why did I say that? Well, because I ordered stuff from them, and the people they send to deliver your stuff will literally, at least they did this to me, they'll lie to you so they don't have to unload the truck. They don't. So anyway, that's a different.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I went through that shit a whole lot while I be waiting for mad packages that I be ordering. eBay, I be on some bullshit. Straight up eBay, get y'all shit together.
So not gonna do it through Home Depot. So anyway, 3 clamp-on lamps from Lowe's and an iPhone, and let's go. Let's make a video. It doesn't have to be something fancy. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great.
There you
Like Les
go. You gotta get started to be great. A lot of you dudes haven't got started yet. I encourage you, tomorrow morning, wake up energetic, excited, ambitious, reluctant. Make a video. Make a video. Cam up. Shave your face. Do whatever you gotta do. Make a video. Make a video. And after you get through that, make another one. Then after you get through that, make another one. And follow up. This is the game here where you gotta come outside your comfort zone. You gotta get outside your comfort zone. But don't get uncomfortable. That makes sense?
So, credit where credit is due. So, have your intention to show up consistently. Set your intention that when you show up consistently, you're going to serve, and you're going to show up to solve other people's problems. Now, when you solve other people's problems, now you have to figure out what type of YouTube channel you're going to start. Because I noticed there are basically, and I'm not an expert on YouTube. I'm not playing one on television. I'm not purporting that I'm a YouTube expert. I am not a YouTube expert. I'm just a guy who studies it every day. I watch YouTube videos every day. I watch them for the purpose of learning some new thing, but also to see how the people who have this YouTube channel are doing this YouTube channel thing. And here's what I discovered. There are basically...
Hey, it's nothing wrong with watching YouTube with a key-eye sense of awareness, trying to learn new strategies. The name of the game is to follow the leader. Ride the wave. There's only one ocean. Know what I'm saying? But many people is in there surfing. You got to get you on that surfboard and start surfing.
YouTube channels. Would y'all like to know what they are? Yes or yes? Yes. Okay. There are entertainment channels and there are education channels. Okay? Entertainment channels get more views than education channels.
Right.
Why? Because the majority of people in the world hyper focus on distraction and ignore intention, which is why most people fail. The small minority of people who succeed at anything in life, they hyper focus on intention and ignore distraction. And that's why they succeed. Now I'm going to define intention, I'm going to define distraction.
He told you again, dropping them jewels. You have to ignore distraction. That's one of the key components to this shit. Check it out, guys.
You can know what I mean when I say it. When I say the majority of people in the world hyper-focus on distraction, I'm talking about anything you focus on that does not move the needle in your favor. So if you're focused on anything that doesn't move the needle in your favor, you are going to keep failing because you're hyper-focused on distractions. For instance, broke people watching a football game. To me, that is as dumb as a box of rocks. For a person to be broke and watch a football game or a basketball game or a golf tournament or a race, you're watching somebody else win when you're losing. How could that possibly be interesting to you?
That's a whole gigantic Fendi belt fact. I never liked sports. You know what I'm saying? I can't watch somebody playing a game, like he said, and they're playing to win, and I'm not even in the game. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't happen.
You're studying how to win. And then you're delusional enough to call those people on that team your team. They might be your team, but you ain't their team.
That's right.
Is that too tough?
Come
Am
on
I
with
swinging
it.
too hard first thing in the morning?
Come on with it. Cook. Let's go.
Myron, don't you want to see them? No, I don't want to see them. I want to be them.
That's
I want somebody
right.
watching me play games for money
There
on
you
TV.
go. There you go.
That's what I want. I'm broke and I want to watch somebody get paid $30,000 to play a game, and I'm broke trying to figure out how to pay my light bill. But I'm getting excited because my team won. No, you are making your team lose because your real team is your family.
Right. Right.
Broke people watching TV.
Right.
Child, please. When I was broke, I didn't have a TV. Why?
Right.
I'm not going to watch other people live their dreams while I'm living a nightmare.
Right.
I'm going to learn something to turn this nightmare into a dream come true.
Hey, listen, man. Dr. Myron is dropping heavy jewels right now. If you want to watch this whole video back, the link will be down below in the description. Yo, gang, listen. This right here is straight cut to the choice. No soy sauce, no duck sauce, straight fried rice, you heard? Let's cook.
I'm going to learn something I didn't know. Okay. I got a little attitude. Okay, so.
Yo, Mr. Golden, you gotta be a troll. But you trolling with the truth. Keys to the City style. I like it, gang.
Get more views, as I was saying.
Right.
They get more views than education channels. Why?
Right.
Because most people are looking for something to distract them. Now, I'll be honest with you. I watch some entertainment videos on YouTube. The ones I watch are probably not as entertaining to you as they are to me. Like, I like to watch lions fighting hyenas and crocodiles fighting hippopotamus, and I like stuff like that.
Right.
I'm just keeping it real. I like it. It's entertaining. It's like, I don't want any of the animals to die, but since one of them's gonna, I want to see which one. I don't want any of them to die. I love little animals and stuff. I don't even step on insects. I'm a very peace-loving person, but I don't mind watching a fight. I'm just saying. Okay, so. Yeah, the reason y'all are laughing at me because it's true about you too, right? Okay, anyway, maybe it's not. So entertainment channels get more views, but the views are worth less. They're not worthless, they're just worth less than the other type of channel. The other type of channel is an educational channel. Educational channels don't get as many views as entertainment channels, but education channels get higher quality views. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so now we're going to talk about the business of YouTube.
Right.
When you have above a certain number of subscribers and you have above a certain number of watch time hours and your video is above a certain amount of time, that's 3 aboves, right? Then YouTube will pay you for views. Okay? Now, I think...
Now, this is where he's going to break it down. Everybody that's in attendance, I don't care if you're in the bushes and none of that shit. I don't give a fuck, right? I'm doing this because I'm delivering the message. The message is for everybody, but everybody's not for this message. Check it out.
Subscribers you have to have, is it still 1,000 subscribers? This is the main way to make money on you. I mean, this is not the main way. This is the main way YouTube pays you, okay?
Right.
So it's called YouTube monetization. So you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours and 4,000 in a 12-month period. 4,000 watch time hours in a 12-month period. Okay. So which means people have to watch your videos for 4,000 hours in 12 months.
Right.
Well, okay, cool. So now all I have to do is figure out how long does the video needs to be at least 8 minutes long. So I need to have at least an 8-minute long video, and people need to watch my 8-minute long videos at least 4,000 hours within. I don't know if shorts count or not. Maybe shorts monetization, maybe they do.
No.
They do.
No.
It just takes a lot more because shorts are only a minute. So trust me, 8-minute, like your long form videos, you want them to be 8 minutes. And then after that, YouTube starts paying you. So first they start charging advertisers. What they charge advertisers is called CPM, cost per thousand. That's what they charge advertisers who want to buy ads on your YouTube video. So for every 1,000 videos, you get paid, Google gets paid a CPM. Well, they share that CPM with you in the form of RPM, which stands for revenue per thousand. Okay, now here's what's cool. Entertainment channels, I've seen them talk about how much money they make, right? Entertainment channels think they're doing well if they get $7 to $10 CPM and $3 to $5 RPM.
Y'all heard
if you have
that?
an educational channel, that's nothing. I've had my CPM on my channel be as high as $85. And it averages around 40. Okay, my average CPM on live videos and long form recorded is about $40, which means my average RPM fluctuates between about $17 and $25. So we'll just call it $20 per 1,000 views. Okay. Now, does all of that make sense?
Right.
Okay. This would have been beneficial for me to know because I was on YouTube for 14 years before I ever heard of YouTube monetization. And I already had enough views and enough videos. I just never turned on monetization because I didn't know it was a thing you could turn on.
Right.
And so after I bought this YouTube course, Zach comes to me and says, hey, I'm going to turn on monetization. This was in February of last year. I'm like, what's that mean? That means YouTube's going to start paying you for your videos. And I thought to myself, okay, when I start putting up videos, because I already had like 40 or 50 videos on YouTube. Oh, that means when I start putting up videos, YouTube's going to start paying me. Well, he turned on monetization in February of last year. I hadn't put up a new YouTube video since July of the previous year.
Now, gang, he's about to get into a crazy, ill story. Pay attention.
So the next month he comes to me and said, we made $305 last month. I said, for what? He said, on YouTube. I said, for what? He said, because people watched your videos. I'm like, okay. It still didn't click. The next month it clicked. The next month he came to me and said, well, you know we made $353. Whoa, time out, bro. What do you mean we made $353 last month? Yeah, for the videos you already have on YouTube. But I haven't put any new videos for the ones you already had on there. Just because we turned on monetization. So I was missing out on about $300 a month. But it was more than $300 a month because as soon as I figured out that they pay me for all these old videos that I didn't even know people were watching, I became hyper intentional, right? Okay, so we became intentional. We showed up to serve people. Here's the decision I made. I made a decision at the end of March. I said, we're going to do one video a week for the next 10 years. I don't care how many views I get.
Consistency. He's consistent. Check him out.
How
Consistent.
many subscribers I get. I don't care how much money I make. I'm just going to do a video a week for 10 years. I believe that I'll probably have 1 million subscribers in 10 years if I do that.
Right.
And 1 million subscribers, if you have 1 million subscribers on an educational channel that gets significant views, you should make somewhere between $50,000 and $100,000 a month.
Right.
Just wanted to make sure you understood that. Now, I'm going to end with this.
This is where we gonna drop a bomb, y'all. We gonna drop a bomb before we get out of here. Check this shit out.
Some of our stats,
It's crazy.
because there's a website called that you can look up and do research on how much money people's YouTube channels make. It's about 25% correct. In other words, I make about 4 times as much as they say I make on that website. I don't even remember the name of the site. I looked it up the other day and I can't remember the name of it. Social Blade. Socialblade.com.
Social Blade.
You can it'll tell you how much money everybody's YouTube channels make. I looked at mine like.
Social Blade is a website that you could go to and you could run anybody's YouTube and see exactly how much they making. Hassan Campbell, whoever you want to go run. It's called Social Blade. Check it out.
Okay. So in the last 28 days, we got 2.9 million views in the last 28 days. We got 471,000 watch time hours in the last 28 days. We gained 50,600 subscribers in the last 28 days. We made $50,000 in the last 28 days from YouTube monetization. Why am I telling you that? Because how many of you have a YouTube channel? Okay, if your YouTube channel is not successful, whatever that means to you, how many of you have not become intentional about showing up yet? Like consistently, same time, same day, right? That's the thing. How many? So just pick that one thing to do and show up with an 8-minute video once a week or once a month at the same time on the same day and just decide you're going to do it. Not to get the views, not to make the money, not to get the subscribers. But here's the greatest benefit you're going to get if you take my advice on what I said in this video. Here's what you're going to get. Eventually, everybody say eventually.
Eventually.
You're going to get good at YouTube.
Right.
Now, I don't know how long it's going to take. It's probably going to take a couple years. But that's okay. The couple of years are going to go by anyway.
Right.
I believe it's probably going to take me another 1.5 to 2 years, and I'm going to be good.
Right.
And I'm not being humble, and I'm not being funny. I know I'm not good at YouTube yet.
Right.
But here's what I am. I'm getting better every week.
Right.
Every week. I get better. And I keep on doing it. And I'm telling you, in 1.5 to 2 years, look at here. Say, what does that mean? That means it's about to be on. What does that mean?
Yeah.
It means Katie bar the door. What does that mean? It means look out, here we come. Okay, for those of you We're just like, look out, here we come. Okay. So if you will take my advice on this, I promise you, you will be blown away by the results you have in 10 years or less. Thank you.
So, I guarantee you, shit, I guarantee me. Stick to the plan. Don't get tricked out your spot, content creators. Rewind this video. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'm diving in mentally deeper than your average content creator, and I'm gonna bring out the diamonds. You heard? Stay tuned. I'm bringing out the diamonds. And I'm not fucking around. I'm not fucking around. And let me also tell you something. Be safe out there. Please. Don't let this shit